What's up, y'all? This is your girl Megan. Welcome back to the Hood Astro Queen. To all of my returning subscribers, if this is your first time joining me on today, be sure to hit that subscribe button because you know you want to. So I am coming at you guys once more with another celebrity birth chart reading, and this time it is none other than Miss 13 in the 5th grade, Miss Period Pooh. Caresha, aka Young Miami from the City Girls, aka the less talented one who's not in jail. Yeah, her. She was recently shot at after leaving a Miami studio, either last night, the night before that. And what really shocked people the most was, yeah, you don't hear about female rappers getting shot at every day. Usually that's like what the niggas do. But, the fact that she was very pregnant. She's very pregnant. And that could have resulted literally in the loss of not only her life, but her unborn baby's life. And pregnant women get killed every day. Like, that's just a fact. Unfortunate, sad, disgusting fact. And they get killed for all of these nonsensical reasons. But I think the fact that, she's a celebrity, people are just like so taken aback by the fact that there are people out there who are willing to shoot pregnant women. And like I said, it happens every day. I watch a lot of crime shows. Like, you would be surprised the type of like horrendous shit that people do. And, if you are about that life and you are that type of person, that type of demented person, a woman being pregnant don't mean shit. Okay? So, that's just unfortunate. Now, a lot of people are speculating whether this had anything to do with the fact that her boyfriend Southside got into it with Kodak Black, okay, after he released some type of jailhouse rap cipher saying that he was gonna punch her in the stomach when he got home. But then, her boyfriend supposedly, allegedly got into some type of verbal altercation with some other Haitian niggas, some Zoes in Miami, and everybody knows the Haitian niggas are a little throwed off, okay? So, who knows at this point? All of this is just pure speculation. However, the fact is, she's definitely blessed to be alive, because I believe she got shot at 14 times. That is crazy. And them niggas got bad aim. But I think she was in like a bulletproof vehicle as well. So thank God for that. Now, Miss Caresha Miami was born on February 11, 1994, making her an Aquarius. And she actually has a lot of Aquarian energy in her chart, which, like, now that I'm thinking about it, does make sense, because she does exude a very, like, carefree, eccentric, kind of even rebellious type of disposition that goes in tandem with a lot of Aquarius women, like a complete disregard for hierarchy, for structure. Even when you think about how she's been introduced in the rap game, there were rules, quote unquote, to being a female rapper. Like, you have to write your own rap. She got to do this. Caresha came in this thing like, no, bitch, I'm gonna have Lil Yachty write my shit for me, and what, period. Like, I don't give a fuck about none of that. Also, Aquarius is very exhibitionist. Like, they're very, comfortable with their bodies and are okay with putting what they have on full display. And that makes me think of her twerk video that she did with Cardi B, where they were wearing nothing but literally body paint, busting their ass open, spreading it open, like doing whatever. That's so Aquarius. Now, her sun is at the 22nd degree of Aquarius, and it's conjoined to her Venus. Venus in Aquarius is the money jackpot. Like, it's like cha-ching, cha-ching. Because Aquarius naturally governs the 11th house, and it does deal with blessings, like large monetarily, or I said monetarily, large monetary blessings that you receive by way of other people. Nah, not quite like the money that you earn yourself, or the capita that you earn yourself with the second house, or maybe even like inheritances that you might get in the 8th house. The 11th house encompasses this energy signature of sheer luck and manifestation. Okay, so with her sun being conjoined to her Venus in Aquarius, this deals with Young Miami. Like, she literally, it's her birthright to get that cash. especially from these niggas. Okay, so this whole city girl, yeah, give me the cash, nigga. I want that cat. It's that season when niggas spending checks for no reason. Yeah. Sun conjoined to Venus and Aquarius. These niggas they are probably spending checks for no reason. Many blessings can come by way of others, and it deals with entitlement too. So it can create a situation to where she feels entitled to other people's money, particularly men, when she's dealing with men. And it makes her somebody who's fairly well received. Venus does naturally deal with money and finances in and of itself. So, like, I mean, she can get gifts. You know, she can get, I mean, she can be blessed. She can get many blessings. Also, I wanted to point out that Aquarian energy can also make her a trendsetter, which, I mean, in many ways, she and even JT from prison have been trendsetters. You know, they started the whole period thing, the whole it's a city girl summer thing. You know, they've been very influential, and they've also had such a huge social media presence. And Aquarius does deal with social media. It deals with the type of following that you receive from other people. So, I mean, she has a lot of like electrifying Aquarian placements. Her Aquarius sun also points towards her being somewhat objectifying, or she can attract men who objectify her, especially at the 22nd degree, because it deals with situations where you're either in control of something or something is in control of you, or someone controls you. So she can even attract men who objectify her. Her Mars is at the 11th degree of Aquarius. Mars in Aquarius, I mean, the whole point, the objective of Mars in Aquarius is to live as convenient of a life as possible. And as a result, you know, these people can once again find themselves in positions of being helped by friends or by their acquaintances or people around them. They can receive unexpected blessings and things of that nature. Now, another quality of Mars in Aquarius is it can deal with somebody who doesn't really know who they are. Like, they don't really know who they are. And they can be very susceptible to groupthink. And, you know, that wouldn't surprise me either. But also, ironically enough, it can deal with situations where I feel like she could attract gay men. And especially with her Mars squaring her Jupiter in Scorpio. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if her son was gay, grew up to be gay, or if she just has like this theme like of dating gay men or undercover men, or it's something there. And I don't want to speak nothing over nobody's child, but you know, the energy signature is there. Okay, it possibly, which is very interesting because sis made headlines maybe last year or earlier this year over her old tweets and what she stated, like, I wish my son was gay, I'd beat his ass. You know what I'm saying? Or she was just saying little weird stuff about gay men, despite the fact that one of her closest friends or cousins is gay. And she does hang around quite a few gay men. And, you know, the city girls have like a pretty decent following of like gay males. But I feel like that might be like some projection shit. Because I think she's fucked with niggas who are gay. Or who have gay tendencies or something going on with their sexuality. And like I said, with the sun dealing with your children. Also, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like I said, it's something there. I think I would not be surprised if she was projecting. Okay. Now, her sun is squaring her Pluto, and her Pluto is conjoined to her North Node. So she's a Scorpio North Node, and it could lead to her being involved in criminal activity, dealing with men involved in criminal activity. It could absolutely put her in like many near-death experiences. Sound familiar? Because it deals with transformation, but also with her being a Taurus South Node, it makes Young Miami very materialistic, which is not a surprise. Like, she clearly is. Like, that's like the whole basis of like the whole city girl persona. It's like, yeah, fuck niggas where the cash at type thing. But in this lifetime, she has a karmic responsibility to transcend that. And I mean, I would even say it's in her birthright to be somebody of some level of power and influence, or at least marry a man who has some level of power and influence. Now, taking it back to her Jupiter in Scorpio. Jupiter in Scorpio can actually produce near-death experiences, which is very interesting, given the situation she just found herself in. And, with her Mars being squared to her Jupiter, I would not be surprised if this was orchestrated by a gang. But there's also a possibility of extortion as well, because Mars square Jupiter is typically a blackmail aspect. Aquarius can deal with gangs, like I said, other people. But then Jupiter in Scorpio can also rack up debt. So I'm also wondering if it could have been a situation where she owed somebody money. Like I said, extortion. She was supposed to pay something, or like something in that regard. Now, her Saturn is at the first degree of Pisces, which could deal with her having problems being self-sufficient, her being used to being taken care of, there being an inability for her to take personal accountability, and always shifting the blame onto other people. There's also a high threat of imprisonment or being incarcerated with this aspect. And with her Saturn being conjoined to her moon, this could also deal with her having female friends who are incarcerated, which is, interestingly enough, okay, Miss JT is currently in prison for fraud. And I mean, fraud is technically even theft, and that's like that Saturn and Pisces energy as well, or even Saturn conjoined to the moon in Pisces. It could also deal with her having a mother who's incarcerated, which I heard her mom was in jail. Why? I don't know. I just charge it up to the game as it being some hood rat shit I don't know nothing about. Okay, but they say her mom's in jail too, so there's that. Saturn conjoined to the moon in Pisces makes I was going to call her Young and May, makes Caresha predisposed towards lying, stealing, scandal. So maybe her mom even went to jail for fraud or something like that. But this aspect can also set one up for addiction, loss, and victimization. Even having, periods of time where you're isolated from other people. Her Saturn is also conjoined to her Venus, which, I mean, does deal with her being in relationships where she is like imprisoned, or her being in relationships where there's like a lot of karmic debt. So I actually even wouldn't be surprised if she's being victimized in her relationships. This could deal with her being victimized by way of like her partners, which is interesting because I remember there being a news article a while back. Well, not a news article. Let me stop like I'm just reading the newspaper. But it was a video on YouTube that Nick at Night did when they first came out. And it was about Caresha filing a restraining order against her first child's father because he had grabbed her, like he drug her out of a car and started punching her in the face. And allegedly, they had this long-standing abusive ass relationship. And I also thought back to earlier this year or last year when she and her current boyfriend Southside had gotten into an argument, and I guess they broke up or whatever, and he hopped on IG and was like cursing her out in a way that it was so aggressive. And I'm like, if you're willing to say those things, I mean, it was verbally abusive. He was like, nobody's going to wipe you, sweetie, if they see what you look like without your wig. Like, it was just in a way where it's like, he gives me woman beater tease. And then when she had got into it with Jocelyn Hernandez, like in Hazel E, he threatened to beat Jocelyn and Hazel E's ass. So it's like, oh, okay, her nigga is abusive. Like, she like abusive niggas, which is very interesting because, I mean, this Venus conjoined to Saturn. Like I said, victimization, even being in prison, isolated by a partner. But then Her Venus is also squaring her Pluto. That is the quintessential domestic abuse aspect on period. Period, Pooh. Your nigga whooping your ass. And she's attracted to niggas like that, okay? Attracting relationships that are abusive, filled with power struggles, and can deal with, you know, her being used by a partner or vice versa. It can also deal with obsessive partners. It can give way to stalking and other stuff. And which is funny, she requested a restraining order because she said her son's father was actually stalking her. So, you know, interesting. Her Venus in Aquarius can also deal with her attracting partners that aren't fully available. There could be like some type of clash as it pertains to like their independence. Like they don't respect each other's level of independence. Her Mercury is at the 7th degree of Pisces and is conjoined to her Saturn. And it points towards her actually having creative capabilities, but she like is lazy, put it that way. Because especially Saturn and Pisces wants to take the easy way out. So it can point towards her getting her raps written for her because it's just easier. And she just like, it's like, I don't give up. Like, I don't care to put in all this hard work. You know what I'm saying? It also makes her easy, like, to fall for deception, especially when it comes to authority figures. It makes her easily victimized by authority figures, and I would even argue it can make her a little slow. Like I think she's a little slow. Especially with her Mercury opposing her Chiron in Virgo. It could deal with her having some type of mind control over her, like other people having mind control over her, or her being easily taken advantage of. Her Mercury is also conjoined to her moon, which deals with her lying, being a liar. She could be a liar. She could be prone to scandal. Once again, I think she's a little slow. This could deal with or manifest in certain aspects of like mental illness, or her just not fully being like present in like reality, like her kind of being in like la la land. And it just reinforces her aversion to hard work, taking the easy way out, her really being the type of person to be caught up in like glitz and glamour, and being like the princess type that has to be taken care of. Now, I just want to get to the tea, okay? Because, of course, I had to pull up Southside's chart. And let me see if I still have it up in front of me. Yeah, so Southside was born on February 2nd, 1989. He's also an Aquarius in Atlanta, Georgia. So, like, okay, about that. His sun is conjoined to her Mars. Okay, we're talking like a tight conjunction, like two orbs. This man is abusive, domineering, aggressive, controlling, and it could point towards him being emotionally detached or closed off to her. His sun is squaring her Jupiter, which does point to ideological differences. But it also comes with a huge level of jealousy and possessiveness that he has towards her. Both of their Mars are squaring one another, which like reinforces. I honestly feel like she's getting her ass beat currently. That's just my opinion. You know, it just is what it is. It could create a very highly combative relationship, destructive. There could be many power struggles, battle of the wills. It can spill over towards like literal, like physical combat and aggression. And then his Jupiter is squaring her Venus. Okay, his Jupiter is in Taurus. I feel like there's some sense of like opportunism, or him using her for her money. And he's a producer, so like it's not like he's broke. But I also think he does have a couple of, let me see his chart. See, his Venus is at the 28th degree of Capricorn. I think he understands to a certain degree, like he's really big on like that opportunism shit. Like even if he does have his own money to a certain degree, he knows what it looks like. He inevitably understands that he benefits more by attaching his wagon to hers than she does his, and so on and so forth. So I think that's a lot of that as well. So I mean, her, and it's just very interesting because, you know, these are the same women who promote this lifestyle. And don't get me wrong, anybody who knows me knows I am like anti-patriarchy. I do not like appealing to the male gaze and what men or what's supposed to be right if you want to get a husband. I am not the type of person to preach about modesty. That's not my point. But my point is, these women who claim to be a certain way and to be so carefree and, you know, yeah, girl, let the fuck niggas get money, live this city girl life. Yeah, fuck a nigga, get the cat. They have the lowest self-worth. And in reality, it's the opposite. Like, you're not a boss bitch if you're with niggas who beat your ass. You can't be a boss bitch. You're not a boss bitch if you with niggas who could even potentially put you in a situation to be extorted or to be shot at or to be targeted. You're not a boss bitch. You're not a, like, you know, free caring. Like, it's not, you're not none of that. And I am of the school of thought that if that's what you're going to advocate for and preach about, then you should live it. You should live it. But that's just me. So y'all drop down in the comment section. Let me know what you think, okay? Feel free to suggest any other celebrity readings for the future. And as always, make sure you practice unconditional self-love so that you can love others. And until the next video, I holla.